Yeah, so if you saw the Doctor Who video, I've not moved. It's literally been 10 seconds since I've finished recording that one. I should probably change, shouldn't I? Got a shirt here. Just chuck that on over. There we go. I look different enough now. It's all good. So, today's video. In World Autism Awareness Week... Ooh, voice. In World Autism Awareness Week, I did a video showing me mid-meltdown having a bit of a moment. But one thing I said in that video was, do you want to see a video of my tips for calming down in the meltdown? So I'll start with my own methods. Obviously, everything I'm about to say, there's no 100% guarantee it's going to work because your mind's all over the place, so you just got to try your best. So let's just point out some facts in the beginning. Meltdowns are most commonly, if not all the time, caused by two things. Overwhelmment of stress, so just overwhelmed of everything. And then specifically overwhelming of senses is slightly different. Obviously it's still overwhelming, but it's kind of a subcategory, so I'll separate them. So when I get overwhelmed stress-wise, it's so hard to think, it really is. But if I've got a bit of me that can think, there's a few techniques that I use that can kind of calm me down. Because what happens when you're having a meltdown is your brain's just kind of gone, do you know what, can't do this anymore, I'm just gonna do some stuff to your brain and confuse and hurt the hell out of you. So if I'm in a state well enough, there's one of two things I like to do. I like to think of every single Jessie J song, which obviously it's so pretty obvious. I've got a thing for Jessie J, and I know every single name of every single song. I probably know every lyric of every single song, etc. But if I can try and start naming songs, I know that that's something that my mind is focusing on. If your mind is focusing on something, that can kind of reboot it. So if you're just focusing on one specific task, it can help you so much. It can help you forget exactly what else is going on if you're just using your brain to go, right, Jessie J song, Jessie J song, Jessie J song, and then soon enough I'm going price tag, nobody's perfect, abracadabra, big white room, casualty of love, etc. Goes on and on. And of course the more you're naming, the more confident you're getting. So if you've got a specific interest out there or something like that, something that you know a lot out of, so Jessie J songs for me are like embedded deep into my brain. So it's about getting something that's right inside your brain that you know you could do in your sleep, essentially. The other thing, which is a lot simpler to do, is count things. So if you're outside and there's pavement, count how many slats are on the pavement, etc. Things like that. How many bricks are on a wall, how many mirrors are on a wall, you know, little things, anything like that. How many lampposts there are on the street. Next, sensory. I'm going to give a specific example of this. I was driving to Morrison's, getting very frustrated because I'd never driven like in rush hour. I was with my entire family, so it was quite noisy in the car anyway. And there were people leaping out and everything, so I was already getting like quite worked up and stressed about that. Then I got into Morrison's, and we always go to the cafe. Went straight to the cafe. The cafe's changed recently, and don't even get me started on that because they didn't need to change the layout, and it's been the same for 10 years. But one thing they've now opened the kitchen, and they've installed stupidly bright lights. Having the kitchen open at the end means there's tons of noise coming out of it, and you have to walk up to the counter, which is at the front, to order your food. So I get to the front, everything's fine. I'm a little bit stressed and, annoyed from driving. And, all my senses just went, do you know what, we're gonna send too much into your brain. And there I was, stood in the queue, trying to order a drink, having a meltdown. It wasn't, like, physical or anything, I was just crying a lot, and just, like, my brain was, like... My mum was there, mum was just like doing the whole usual. In fact, I'll move on to what my mum was doing afterwards. Just think, right, which one of my senses is getting overloaded, or which multiple, etc. So I didn't do this in the situation, I managed to calm down from my mum, but if I was by myself, I would have gone, right, it's too bright, sunglasses. If it's too noisy, earplugs, or just fingers and ears. Helps just as much, but, this is obviously a quick solution. Doesn't help when it's like smells or taste or touch, because the only resolution there is just get away from the place you're at. In fact, this video is already turning out quite long. What I'm going to do is do a separate video for people who are with someone who's autistic who's having a meltdown, because I think I want to structure that a lot more. It's not going to be as rushed as this has been. But just to finish this off, I'm going to break it down into simple steps. The first step is trying to identify if you're overwhelmed by stress, or if you're stress or emotion or whatever, or if it's sensory. Once you've identified that one, you're on step 2, and that's acting upon it. So if it's stressed or something, you want to be able to calm yourself down with whatever it takes. Or if it's sensory, you want to try and numb those senses if they're getting overstimulated. Then step 3, which is the most important step, I think, allow yourself time for recovery. Do you know what? I think a meltdown affects you for a couple of days afterwards. There's no denying it. It's not nice. It's like having your brain drilled into and stuff. Yeah. So allow yourself some time to just, gather yourself together, however long you need, before putting yourself back in the situation, because if you just go in straight again, you're likely to just set off again. If you saw the Doctor Who video, you'll know I've been a bit all over the place this weekend, so I want to, I should be getting back into the flow of things, so should be more structured with the videos as opposed to just throwing together like this. I'll see you on Friday for, in fact it's the last video of the month, so it's Obsessathon on Friday, so I shall see you then. Thank you very much for watching. Knox.